What's up guys, Bomboy here, and welcome to another episode of the Road to Raids. This time I've actually decided to call it Time PVMer. I think that's going to be the new series title, because that's about as much as I get to do, is part-time, weekends and after work. Anyway, for this kind of bi-weekly video, I wanted to get one out last week. I actually had clips, but I ended up being way too busy last weekend. So I'm just starting out with a little kind of intro here, because all my clips are kind of spoilerish or too interesting to be using for an intro. But you might be able to see there that I have 93 defense. That might not be news to anyone. Also 98 attack. Both of those levels, I mean, I got the 98 attack. It is recorded, but it's like at the beginning of an Olm kill, and I can't really be bothered to show it. And 93 defense came from Rune Dragons, just surprisingly. So those are the two level ups that I've had kind of randomly this week. But obviously the defense level I wasn't recording, and the other one is just kind of is so out of context. It doesn't really fit. So we got a lot of other stuff to show, so this is some extraordinary luck. There's the defense level anyway. And as I finished off last video saying is, I was going to camp Rune Dragons until I got a Dragon Crossbow. The whole idea being that I needed to upgrade my equipment for raids. Well, I uploaded the video Sunday. I uploaded the video Saturday evening. And Sunday morning I went, and this was my third trip. So this is less than 15 kills in to the grind, and there are the dragon limbs. So in total it was about 145 Rune Dragons, if that. And you can just see the 93 defense message in that screen again. But that's dragon limbs done, you know, of a Sunday morning in about 15 minutes. And I thought that grind might take me 3 days, you know. So that left the week open for a lot of fun. So here I was just checking whether I could fletch it at all. I had no idea, but luckily it's only 78 fletching to make a dragon crossbow. Which obviously is very achievable, considering I just recently got to 92 for God knows what. You know, I can't even remember now. What was it? Dragon javelins and dragon arrows, which was kind of a secondary perk. So in order to make this crossbow, I do need to get some cow beef, which then I will make into a sinew, which can then be spun into a crossbow string. So that's what I'm doing here, just killing a quick cow. There might have been faster locations to get a cow, but, you know, Lumbridge is one of those places. It's iconic. You kind of always remember it, you know. So we just got to cook this beef, and instead of cooking it into a steak, we've got to cook it into a sinew, and then we will spin it upstairs. And that's your crossbow string made, basically. There you go. There's the sinew. And if we pop just upstairs, there we go. I haven't been here in a long time. God, to think about it even, that's crazy. So there we go. That is now the crossbow string, and we can finally make, oh, but we need a hammer as well. So yeah, here we go. We're going to put it all together now. We've got the right tools. We make the stock, we put the limbs on, and we don't have to be boosted. I've forgotten something else. There we go, the hammer. I did need a hammer. And yeah, we'll put that all together, put the sinew on, and that is quite a nice upgrade compared to the Rune crossbows that I've been using for literally everything, aside from anything where I'd use a blowpipe, which luckily is most things. But yeah, so this is a really nice little upgrade to have. Quite easy to get. It's a 1 in 512 drop, and I got it in like 140, so that was very lucky. But yeah, so I've just got to use it for raids now. But so funnily enough, I kind of decided that I wouldn't use it for raids, because the bolts are actually harder to come by than dragon javelin heads. So, you know, it might be used for some specific raids, but not all of them, if you see what I mean. But anyway, let's get into the raids for this last 2 weeks. This is the exciting bit, and you'll see soon why I wanted to put up a video after 1 week. But yeah, life didn't allow that. So, you know, just know that you're going to get an amazing video this week. And hopefully, going through the future, they'll continue to be just as amazing as this one. So here we are, we're kind of with my best mate Tim on one side, and we've got Nibmook on the other, who is another Iron from the Iron Mechman CC. Drop in if you want to hang out, you know. It's a very friendly kind of group of guys, and girls in fact, and yeah, just really calm. And there are a lot of people who are quite happy to raid, so, you know, it's always a good place. So if you want to check that out, I will put, you know, the name in the description so that you guys can see the exact spelling. But it is a good clan chat to just come and chill. So here we go. This is one of the first raids. This isn't the first raid I did this week. But Tim goes and gets himself a nice little arcane prayer scroll, and he doesn't have to split that with us, obviously, so that's nice. It's like 10 mil for him, and we get a dark relic, which I got about 4 in these last 2 weeks, so they're not too bad for the dark relics, but I haven't shown you any of them in the drops. I've only stuff where we've seen a drop, or, you know, I get a drop, so hint, hint. Now here we've got, I'm sorry the clip's so buggy, I obviously had really filled my memory, but this is an elite clue scroll that I'd had from raids for ages. It's really junky, it's all alkaballs. It's kind of good actually, you know, 200k in alkaballs, can't really complain. But back to raids. So I should point out that I started this week on, I had finished the last video with 140 raids completed, so the first drop I saw was 143 with Tim, and we'll soon find out what this one's going to be. So I'm not sure exactly the kill counts of each of these raids. Here we go, I'll find out with you. 147, we see an Elder Maul's. This is before the Duel Arena update, and this is before the Elder Maul had dropped in price. So, and when I say dropped, it crashed dramatically. And I got some Dragon Arrows, so it was a good raid. So yeah, this guy was lucky, assuming he sold it. So again, not sure which raid kill count this is. But this is going to be my first loot of the week, so, you know, I'll get you guys excited for that. If you guys have any guesses, feel free to like leave it in the comments. There's a few drops this week, so you know you might be commenting multiple times unless you just kind of want to lurk and see what comes up. But there we go, let's see what we get. Dragon Throne Axes. So that's raid number 151, and yeah, I was a little bit gutted. I love that purple colour though, you know, that is getting addicting. But yeah, as you may be noticing, I'm having by far the most of my luck in masses. A lot of people say trios are more efficient. A lot of people say you should do solos once you've got the Dexterous Prayer Scroll. For me, masses are proving to be quite good, and I think that's just because I've had enough practice that I'm kind of more tick efficient than most other players that turn up to masses, and so I do get really quite a good share of the points. But yeah, those Dragon Axes are only worth about 250k, so yeah, nice. Okay, we're back again, and this is opportunity number 2 to leave a comment as a guest to what you think. This is actually a loot for me, I'll spoil that much, and we'll just see what we get coming up in just a second. There we go, purple again. What is that? 2 raids later, I get another purple from those Dragon Throne Axes. Could barely believe it. And look at that, it's an Ancestral hat. I think this game knows that I love mage. Or maybe there are just a lot of mage items in the raids kind of drop table. But I seem to be getting all of them. Really pleased with that Ancestral hat. And with some convincing, Tim told me that I should be ditching my shield for the hat, because obviously the hat is going to mean I do actual extra damage rather than accuracy. This has like a 2.5% damage increase, so I should be replacing my shield slot with the hat slot. If I get to a point where I want to do like a 9-way switch, I can have the boots and the shield as well for mage, but for me right now it's not working out like that. I'm quite happy with the 7-way switch. It gives me a lot of space for my brews to start the raid. I take like 4 brews in, 3 super restores, 1 anti, 1 range pot, and 1 stamina, and that's kind of everything I need. So yeah, it's quite a nice kind of inventory to manage at that point. So we'll see, you know, in the future how that changes. So here we go, this is one of the crazy raids. So this is the next raid, in fact, actually. I didn't even realise that. A guy gets the Dexterous Prayer Scroll, which I desperately want, and the pet. I haven't seen a pet drop for ages. I think I've seen 1 other pet drop, maybe. If I'm even remembering that right. That might even have been on my main or whatever, but yeah, like, this guy was lucky. So uncharacteristically, over the, you know, since I've started raiding, kind of, almost, I want to say professionally, I really raid hard whenever I get the chance, but I've never seen luck like this. We see a Dragon Sword the next raid after that, so that was like back to back to back drops with these masses. Unluckily for that person, he got a Dragon Sword, but you know, that's still significant. That's very nice. I mean, it's a mill, but it's a rare drop. I'll take it if I were to get it. So yeah, I might be a bit salty, but you know, that's a different matter. A unique is a unique. It's a collection after all. Why else do we do this? We collect XP, whatever. So here we go. This is raid number, what, 174, I believe that says. And I get my Arcane Prayer Scroll. So it's not the dex I want. It's worth 10 mil. We get that lovely purple colour again. We get that Prayer Scroll. I'm hoping we don't have an Alfie moment and go like 13 Arcanes and no dex. But I am obviously going to crack this prayer open, save an inventory in the bank space for now, and have the much nicer Mage Pray, which will help me escape in the wilderness when I'm doing Black Chins. It will also help me be more accurate when killing Olm, which it makes a difference. Honestly, the points are doing well, and yeah, it's just another nice thing to have. You know, having those like prayers locked in that menu looks kind of nasty. So as soon as I get the dex, that will be complete, and everything will look awesome. But here we go. We're just gonna, oh yeah, check the prayers, see they are locked. You know, just in case you were, you know, wondering. But yeah, we're going to read this augury. And there we go. It's quite a cool animation. I like that they went to the effort of putting that in for this item. But there we go. Augury is unlocked. And, you know, the game's better. So here I'm just about to show you an elite that I've had from raids for quite some time. I've done loads of raids without doing the elites. I don't really rush off and do them. But again, it is purely alcohols plus some purple sweets and, you know, some Dragonstone charge scrolls, which I will never ever use. And they're next to worthless. I've got quite a lot of them. So yeah, no elite luck, but I think the rest of this video makes up for that. Now we've got possibly the luckiest thing of my RuneScape career, and obviously saying that is probably kind of a spoiler. You know, this is something I didn't expect to happen in my dreams. In fact, you know, this is something that people go, what, like 2,000 kill count, 1,500 kill count. You can probably guess what I'm talking about, considering I've already got the Kodai. You know, you're about to see anyway. So there we go. This isn't even that long. I think, what, another 2 raids. This was the next evening, and there's Twisted Bow. I can't even begin to describe the level of excitement. I'm sure you've all experienced it. If you've ever smited an AGS, or, you know, you've got your own Twisted Bow or whatever, I'm sure you've experienced the shakes and the excitement and just disbelief, you know. And if, remembering back to my video 2 weeks ago, I was kind of not bragging as such, but pointing out the fact that my bank was 15 mil off being a billion GP. Well, forget that now. You know, this Twisted Bow takes us to almost max cash stack value, if you see what I mean. So my bank value has more than doubled with this one item, and we've gone to 2.13 billion GP. This is unbelievable for my account. I don't have Dexterous Prayer Scroll, which is still holding me back, but this will help for me getting loot from raids so much. And I've got so many rune arrows, so I don't have to worry about these dragon javelins, which I've been going through at a crazy fast rate. You know, I'm gonna use these rune arrows, and yes, I should get my mining up to get amethyst arrows and get even more damage, and yes, I should be using dragon arrows, but I've decided I'm going to save the dragon arrows for either trying to get an Inferno Cape or Theatre of Blood, and I don't know what order that's going to come in. That is obviously still for the future. I still want to get the Dexterous Prayer Scroll, but Twisted Bow, guys, upgrade. You know, look at this thing, 1.16 bill. It has crashed about 1.4 bill since the Dual Arena changes, but I don't care. It could be 200 mil. It's still the best upgrade I will have for raiding, for PVMing. Like, I can go to Serb and just stand back and range him now. I can kill Zora with the T-bow, which I did right after this. You know, there's so many new things I can do, and in terms of the points that I'm going to be kind of picking up over other players, it just means I'm going to be even more effective in these masses, and I'm so happy to have got it stupendously early. 188 kill count or 186 kill count is ridiculous, you know. And somebody else got more points in that raid than me. I had quite a low points compared to some of the other players, because you look at their equipment, you know, they're way overgeared compared to what I had. But Twisted Bow, Just keep saying it. It's in a video now. Pics, and it happened. It's not a dream. I had to check in the morning. I really, really did have to check. Now I'm going to check the bank, just so you guys can see that I'm not lying. It's sitting at 950 mil, and I'm still wearing my range gear. So now we'll dump the gear in, and there it is. 2.13 billion GP that bank is worth. Don't know what to say. Do not know what to say. Not in, maybe in a year I thought I might have the Twisted Bow, especially considering I can get, like 5 raids in a day on a really good day. On any other day it's probably like 2 raids. So, unbelievable. And here I had to try it out at Zulrah, and I know again I need to use Amethyst arrows really, but the damage is capped at Zulrah anyway at 50 as a max hit, I believe. And for this is the very first kill I'm trying out the Twisted Bow, by the way, and to see it just get it below, like, it did more than 120 damage in that first phase, and I was like, yes, this is cool, this is cool. And it isn't as good as doing the whole mage thing. It isn't as fast, and it isn't consistent. So, yes, it's inefficient, yes, I'm being a noob, but this is such lazy work. In order to kill Zulrah, I finally get why people say Zulrah is AFK. I'm not switching anything in between the runs. There's no focus. I was sitting here watching some show, eating a sandwich. Like, this. It was just so easy with this bow. And rune arrows. Like, how easy to get a rune arrows, man. I'm going to be saving the scales from the staff that I'm using whilst I do this. I'm saving the scales from the blowpipe whilst I do this. The only scale use I have whilst I'm in here is on the helmet, and that is minimal. So in terms of me stacking up scales for more raids, this is beautiful. And I might even try doing this on mobile so that I can squeeze in a few kills, on the train or something on the way to work. Because, why not, right? Why not if it's this easy? It's just click and shoot, Who'd have thought Zulrah would be something where you just like click, wait, like it's that easy with this bow. It's so overpowered, and it is so easy to see why it's so valuable. Heavenly. I didn't think I would ever get this. I thought, 2,000 raids later down the line, maybe, but 186. Sorry, I'm just going on and on about this thing now, but yeah, it's like, mind blown. And do you want to know something else? The luck doesn't even stop there. So that is what kind of a nuts video this is these last 2 weeks. So we're testing out our T-bow, and you can see my points there. I'm doing fairly well. This is kind of a sizable raid, so it's, what am I going to get? 14%, something like that? Yeah, 10%. Okay, so I'm still getting used to it. I don't think I have my blowpipe with me, but somebody gets the Elder Maul, and this guy is unlucky because he got it after the Duel Arena changes, and it crashed so hard. I did feel a bit bad for him. I still want the Elder Maul, obviously. It's kind of a useful weapon for doing Tecton in raids. And for soloing raids, so it will be very useful. But yeah, I mean, that poor guy, because he's going to go sell it, and it's like, what, 20 mil less. But here we go, another raid, and my points are looking a lot more like 10% this time. And there are roughly 10 of us, I believe, in this raid. So we're doing well, basically. This is not me about to like massively snipe anyone. This is, this is good hard work, and this is rune arrows, bear in mind. So there are people using dragon darts in their blowpipe and dragon arrows the whole time. In fact, there are people doing that without the Avaz Assembler, so they're dropping dragon arrows and dragon darts all around the raids. Madness, if you ask me, considering how quickly you can get the Avaz Assembler. But this is another loot for me. 192nd raid, and I get a Twisted Buckler. That was Saturday afternoon. Just before I'm making this video, I thought maybe I'll get to 195 KC, Twisted Buckler. So now, because I'm doing this to go back to Armadyl, right? This is I wanted to go to Armadyl with better gear and dexterous prayer scroll. Well, now I've got the T-bow, I've got the Twisted Buckler. I mean, like, what are you going to do? And the very next raid, the other IronMan, who is a pure, gets the Twisted Buckler as well. He can't use it, but he got it. That was back to back. So very interesting account, that WhatsApp guy. But he raids hard. He raids hard. So yeah, and next time I hit Armadyl up, which I'm still trying to get the Dexterous Prayer Scroll for, I will be so vastly more powerful than the last time I went. Hopefully it won't even be the same thing. I will have to relearn it because it's been so long now. I've been raiding for like a month and a half. But yeah, like, I can't wait to go and show Armadyl what's up, you know. So this is the final raid of this week, and I'm using this as the outro. I'll tell you now, there's no sick loot. You know, this is purely just so I can have a nice little outro. You guys seeing me hitting massively with the T-bow with rune arrows. Don't forget that. You know, I could be hitting a lot harder if I had the higher mining level and that kind of thing. But I love being back at the end of this thing. Anyway, I should say my thank yous, because if you've made it this far for a start, thank you very much. And this last video that I put up has been huge. There's been so many views. There's been a nice number of likes, and we've had so many subscribers off that one. It's taken me up to 300 subscribers, which is fantastic. I know it sounds like nothing compared to some of these other channels, but for me that's huge, and I really, really appreciate it. So if you're new here and you've recently subscribed, thank you very much. If you've been subscribed for ages, thank you very much as well. Like, seriously, I really appreciate it. Under the new YouTube rules, you need to get 1,000 subscribers and so many hours viewed basically in a year. So we're making headway towards that. Not that this is really something I'm looking to do for a career, but I mean, I wouldn't mind if that opportunity arose, as, you know, I'm sure most of you would understand. But yeah, so we finished that last raid for this week off with a few more dragon arrows, which I'll save for the Theatre of Blood, and we got just under 900. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you on RuneScape. Peace.